On New Year's Eve, I met a girl. She stayed all my friends and then she showed me a whole new world. Holding on the phone, she drinks on the line. Her terrifying voice and ice cold shivers up my spine. And she said, fuck the world, fuck the law, fuck the kids, they have it all.
Alright. I am Derrick Acosta from the comedy trio known as Mega 64. Technically, my job is I'm a filmmaker, I say. My tax return says I'm a filmmaker, so.
Fuck the world, fuck the law.
Recently, I started a new production company called D&D Productions. It wasn't that recent, actually. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. I was doing Mega 64 and feeling a little bit unfulfilled as a filmmaker. We do a lot of comedy stuff here, and we produce our videos very quickly here at Mega 64. It's like a 3-day turnaround most of the time. And I really wanted to spread my wings and like spend a month doing artistic style stuff. I had this mentality at the time, which is I really want to be a filmmaker, so I'm going to accept any film project that comes my way, no matter what. And I ended up making a lot of really bad music videos, but just through persistence, you know, kind of got some attention from local bands, and I had this friend named Dustyn Peterman, who's a local artist, and I'd been trying to collaborate with him for a while in various ways, not even like filmmaking necessarily, like we wanted to do a magazine or a comic book or something. And then this idea came up of, you know, I've been doing music videos, you do really good art, maybe we can combine our talents and make something worthwhile. So we did this video for a band called Plateaus called Do It For You, which was our first collaboration. It was a stop motion animation video. Because that video was so successful, a lot of people suddenly wanted to get videos from us. Kind of by necessity, we needed to make a website and name ourselves, and we really didn't even know what to name ourselves, so we went with Derrick and Dusty, which is D&D, which is already taken. D&D is Dungeons and Dragons, but we figured that's okay. We'll kind of steal that a little bit, so we made a logo, which was like a 20-sided dice, and kind of ran with that for a little bit. D&D Derrick and Dusty now is actually kind of waning in this very particular moment, because we have a third friend, Taylor Johnson, who's another artist. He was basically like another Dusty. He did videos for Earl Sweatshirt. He did a video for him, an animated video, and a couple other videos for other guys, kind of on the same path that Dusty and I were. He was in Atlanta and he came back to San Diego, and him and Dusty had this previous friendship, so, you know, it was kind of decided that everybody should team up and kind of come together. So now D&D has kind of turned into this new group called Mortis.
There's no God.
My personal philosophy with the music video, too, let me say, is that the song is the real product. The song is what people are coming for. The music video should support the song. Sometimes you see music videos that are way better than the song, and it's like, this music video overshines the song a little bit, outshines it. I never want to do that with my music videos, so I always try to listen to the song and think of something that will complement it very well. You always want to try to capture lightning in a bottle with a video, which is hard to say what that is, but it just has to have something about it that like clicks and is like, yeah, this is very exciting. And if you can't really get that feeling, then you have to just keep working at it. I noticed that I'm consistently doing darker tone things that have to do with like death, ghosts, violence. At the same time, my stuff is cartoony. It's a little bit like lo-fi. So it's those two elements, I think, really dark, heavy, almost gothic tones mixed with this cartoon skater SoCal vibe. I just think that's the kind of person I am. Like, I wear all black, I like horror movies, I also like comedy, and I'm from San Diego where it never rains, it's always sunny. We're surrounded by beautiful people who are really fit and happy. You know, living in Southern California, you really have to go out of your way to be like morose and moody, and like that's the kind of person I am. And I just think my videos are just an expression of that. I don't go out of my way to make them a certain way. I express what I think is cool, and it reflects the kind of person I am.
Or to stop it completely. I don't wanna live without you. I don't wanna breathe without.
Does having a pre-established audience in Mega 64, did that help me become an independent filmmaker? You know, I think it actually goes both ways, and depending on how I'm feeling that day, it's awesome to have an audience, and it sucks having an audience, because obviously the good side of it is you have people that are just, they're built into what you're doing, they're ready to see what you're gonna make no matter what it is. Whether it's good or bad, it's gonna get a good number of views, more than if you're nobody, you know? And there will be people out there who like it, regardless of whether I am proud of it or not. But on the other hand, there's the other half of your audience, which are very intelligent, and they know everything you've done, and they're very in tune with what you've, and they're almost as smart as you are. They're almost smarter than you are, and they're almost 2 steps ahead of you. So sometimes there's this pressure that your video has to be really good, or like if you're trying something new, it has to be a 10 out of 10, a home run, because people already have these expectations from you, and you're so afraid of letting them down. You feel like, well, if this video sucks, they're gonna know that I suck. So having an audience puts a lot of pressure on you to be good. And there's a challenge, I think, to letting go of that mentally. Major philosophy of mine, something I had to learn when I was very young, very early in filmmaking. No great production can be made by just a single person. One more thing I guess I would say that's really important to doing your own DIY company or starting your own, I'm not even gonna say starting your own business, I think just starting your own thing that is worthwhile, because you want to start something that is worthwhile, that other people are going to latch onto and see value in. You want to start something of value. I think it's really clear to know exactly what you want to do. Some people just think like, I want to become famous, but they don't care, like, I'll release an album, I'll make a fucking movie, I'll write a fucking play, I'll do anything to become famous. And it's like, well, you're not going to do any of those things until you dial it into one thing. I'm going to make an album. Focus on that. I think so many people just need to have that goal, and they're so wrapped up in, I want to start a production company, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do so many things. You need to pick the one thing that you really feel is the most important thing, the thing at the top of the list, and delete everything else off the list. Say, like, me and my friends, we start a production company, we're making this one movie. And you'll see success, because that's how Mega 64 started. It was just our TV show. We just needed to make 6 episodes of public access TV show, and we had nothing else on our agenda. And once we finished that, it was almost like a video game. It opened up these new quests, like now, distribute your show. Now, make merchandise for your show. Now, make a sequel to your show. And it all, once you overcome that first challenge, suddenly everything becomes clear, like, oh shit, I accomplished this goal. Now I very clearly have these 3 other goals to do, and it kind of flows naturally, but you just need to get on that path to begin with. So there you go.